Hey guys, so today I'll show you how to start a cleaning business the cheapest way possible. And I'll show you obviously the standard way to start a cleaning business because I've been getting some questions this week on, how much do I really need to invest? How much do I need to spend to start my own cleaning business and remote cleaning business in particular? And then I'll explain everything you need to know to start a remote cleaning business. So I've selected a few departments. So we have obviously marketing, sales, HR, CRM management software, you could call this operations, and then legal side of things, right? So let's get into it. We have two options. We have the cheapest one and then we have the standard options. Obviously, there's one-time fee and monthly fees. This is pretty normal. So let's look at marketing. In marketing, you'll need some kind of advertising. If you choose the route of advertising, you can obviously just do sales, but this depends on, if you're doing commercial cleaning or residential cleaning, really depends on you. And then we have obviously the website builder, since you'll need to build a website somehow. You'll need domain and you'll need hosting. The cheapest way to do it is obviously do organic social marketing. So you don't actually need to spend anything. You might need to spend money on Canva if you don't know how to use Figma. If you know how to use Figma and if you have some experience in graphic design, this will be easier for you because you're not going to need to spend anything on any like graphic design software, right? Obviously, you can also use just some kind of free tools as Figma and so on, right? Then the cheapest way to make a website would be a Lovable, right? I'll explain why. A Lovable is a obviously custom code. It's AI generated custom code, and you can make landing pages. You can make anything with it. Obviously, if you go to lovable.dev, you can just build a landing page in a few seconds. We can see, what kind of websites people build. We can see here that these look pretty decent. This one actually looks pretty good, right? You can build pretty good websites with this. Okay, not best, but decent, decent. All you need for a start. Actually, I think this website was built. Yeah, for example, this cleaning website was built by Lovable or by some kind of AI IDE, right? And it's pretty good. It's more than enough, honestly, and it's better than most of the Squarespace websites and so on. I don't really recommend using Squarespace or other or Wix. I don't really like these. They're pretty horrible when it comes to the quality, in my opinion. But it's up to you. But you just need to pay a Lovable $25 plan. It's the smallest plan they have at one time. So you'll just build a website, then you can cancel the plan, and you can just host the website on Lovable or Vercel. So you'll need to actually create a GitHub account and push your code from Lovable to GitHub, and then connect to Vercel. This would cost you $0 per month. It's fully free. Obviously, it's a bit hard technically to set up. So you might need to spend a few hours on this one if you don't actually know how to do it technically. And then you need to buy a domain for around $15 per year. So this is like a yearly sum you'll need to pay. I like to use Porkbun. Obviously, you can use GoDaddy and so on, but it doesn't really matter. It's all the same. Cloudflare and so on. Like there's thousands and thousands of domain providers you can use. And then we have the paid options, right? So for paid options for advertising, you could actually use Google Ads or LCA, so like local service search and so on. Boost your local search. For example, if you live in some kind of area in, I don't know, Washington, you might boost your business there, and it will show you, your Google My Business page and your website and so on. So you need to have that set up as well, but it's free and it takes a few minutes, so that I'm not going to explain it here. And then obviously meta ads. I would try both. These work for everyone differently. Like it's up to you really what you choose. If you have good sense of creating content, creating videos, creating social media ads, I would use Meta, and Google Ads would work for you and would work for anyone. Pretty much, I think there's you cannot really fuck this one up. So I would just try both of these for like $300 per month. You could actually get a good results. You could probably get 10, 20 jobs per month. Depends on how good you set up these, right? Then for website builder, I would use Framer, Webflow, or WordPress. One of these. They're all pretty good. But for example, Framer, you can find very good free templates that you can just use, and you'll have a website running in like, I don't know, like in like 20 minutes. Yeah. So for example, it's like this one is, for example, free. This is a free template you can use. And you can see this one, yeah, this one looks pretty good. I mean, this one looks pretty damn good, honestly. It looks better than most of cleaning website I've seen. Yeah. So this one looks actually very, very good. And you can have it up for. Okay. This one costs $23, but you can find free ones. As this one is free, and then you can probably find some free ones. They're paid here, but they're also very good, very high quality. So I would just use these. You'll need to pay a subscription around $20 per month. Same for Webflow and WordPress. They're pretty much the same. WordPress is a bit harder technically to set up. So if you're not that tech savvy, I would probably just go with Framer. This one is the easiest and the best in my opinion. Then the same thing, Portman slash GoDaddy. You'll need to have these. Again, $15 per year. And then the hosting would be done here on Framer, Webflow, WordPress. Again, $20. For WordPress, you would usually use something else like Cloudflare or, I don't know, Hostinger. WordPress. There's two types of WordPresses. You have the free open source builder, and then you have the paid cloud version. I'm not gonna go too deep into this. You can search it. You can look it up. You can have ChatGPT help you. Yeah, but WordPress is a bit hard to set up technically. All right. So here again, free option work as good or maybe even better than the paid ones. Except maybe advertising. Obviously, you don't have to choose everything in this column. You can just choose something from here and something from here. I'll explain what you should actually spend money on when you're starting out and what to invest in. So you don't invest in stupid stuff that actually doesn't help you get deals and get up and running. Excuse me. So for sales, obviously we have the cold email, cold calling, social media outreach, and lead generation. So lead generation means getting lead contact data. If you're looking to outreach to commercial companies. Then the free versions, or actually, this one is paid. For cold email, you need to buy a call. You need to buy. You need to set up a Google Workspace. So you'll need to connect your domain with your Google Workspace, and you'll have your info, whatever domain.com account. You can also have a free Google account. It's just not that trustworthy. Like if someone messages you from a Gmail account, it's not as credible as if you have your domain account, right? So you'll need to probably purchase Google Workspace, which is around $15. But I think the cheapest plan they have is around $8. The pricing is individual based on some calculations, so I don't know. Around $8 would be probably, you could probably get an account for it this much. And cold calling, all of us have a phone number, so I'm not gonna, obviously it costs something, but it's you gotta have you gotta have a phone number anyway. So I would say it's free. And then social media outreach. Again, you can create Instagram, Facebook account for free, and you can reach out to people. You can reach out in Facebook groups. You can reach out to Instagram, on Instagram to businesses in your area. You can do this one for free. You don't need to pay anything. Lead generation, you can use Google Maps and data extraction tools such as this one. For example, Instant Data Scraper. I use this one. So obviously you go to Google Maps, such as so. And you'll go to some kind of area. I don't know. Let's say Washington, D.C., whatever. And we'll search for gym. And then we'll just click this tool, and it will extract. It will extract the business name. It should extract the business website as well if they have one, and other kind of information. You can also go deeper into these tools. Obviously, and get even the emails and so on from the websites and so on. So yeah, this one's pretty good. And free. It's free. So that's pretty good. So yeah, you can do cold calling, cold email, social media outreach, and lead generation literally for free, almost for free, $8 for your Gmail account. It's pretty simple. And now paid versions of each is smartly set up. So it's cold email. You can send up to 5,000 emails per month with this one. So you'll need $300 monthly for your subscription of the Smart Lead account. And then you'll need to buy emails. I already have a video on my account, on my YouTube account, in which you can see how to set up Smart Lead fully. I'll probably make one more video, and I'll probably go more in depth again. And this one is pretty easy to set up, and you'll be able to send around 5,000 emails per month with just $300 per month and $150 for domains you'll buy. So you'll buy around 15 domains, and then 3 emails per each. You'll have 45 emails sending emails, and then you'll be able to send out around 5,000 emails per month, and probably more, depends on the setup and how many emails you buy. Now, for cold calling, you'll probably need a auto dialer, and you'll need to buy an extra phone number account if you outsource this to a VA or SDR from Upwork. Yeah, so this one gets a little costly, I wouldn't maybe recommend this one to start with, but it's a way to go, and I know a lot of people do it, and they are getting results. It's a good one. Obviously, I always emphasize that phone connection or talking to someone on the phone is so much better than sending them an email. You can get a feedback right there, and they're more likely to actually move on further. You're more likely to get a walkthrough. You're more likely to convert that lead into a business, into a deal, rather than with email. But again, with email, you can send much higher volume, and it's much cheaper. So there are pros and cons for each one, which option you choose. Then for social media outreach, you can use something like LinkedIn, or there's thousands and thousands of tools, but it will cost you around $70 per month, and you'll be able to send around 400 DMs per month. This one is probably not the best way to do it. It's a decent strategy. I don't really use it. I don't really advise anyone to use it, but it's a way to go, and you can probably, not many cleaning businesses reach out to people via Instagram. It's usually marketing people and so on. So might be good. I don't know. It's up to you to try. And then for lead generation, Outscraper is the best. Honestly, you can get a lot of leads from Google Maps and Yellow Pages and whatever other kind of software like Yelp for around $30 per month, and you'll be able to get around 4,000 lead contacts, which is more than enough for us. Now into HR and hiring. You'll probably use Craigslist on Facebook groups or Google Maps to find cleaning businesses. For example, if you're trying to outsource to actual cleaning businesses, not to contractors, you would use Google Maps. And if you want to find cleaners, individual cleaners, you will use Craigslist and Facebook groups. You can also use Indeed or other more advanced hiring platforms, but I believe you have to pay a little fee. It's not much. It's around, I would say, $40. I'm not too sure. I haven't checked their rates right now, but yeah, usually the best thing to do is Craigslist and Facebook groups. But again, you can use Indeed or other hiring platforms. Now, to the CRM and management software. Many people think they need to have a CRM when they're starting out. This is not true at all. You should actually start with Google Sheets. It will make you faster, it will be easier, and it will be cheap, basically free. You'll need to manage your hiring. So, let's say you have 50 applicants, you'll need to manage the state of the application, somewhere. So I recommend Google Sheets. So for example, Jacob, is being screened right now. I don't know, Sophia sent us a video explaining why she's doing that big and so on. Like, you need to manage the state of people you're hiring, or you don't actually need to. It's just depends on how many people you're trying to hire and how many applicants you have and so on. Right? You don't need to do even Google Sheets. Now, leads, you'll need to manage these in Google Sheets or Airtable. Airtable is a good tool. It's free as well. It's very similar to Google Sheets, but it's a bit more advanced. You can do some automations there if you're tech savvy. Then you'll need to manage your jobs, when, how much, whatever, just all the information on the jobs, what kind of specifications they have, how much are you charging them, and so on. Like, you just need to collect this data. Again, Google Sheets more than enough when you're starting out, when you don't have much business. Accounting, same thing, payroll, invoices, tax, whatever, blah, blah. Google Sheets, the best way to do it. Calendar, Google Calendar, super simple. I don't need to explain this one too much. Team member management, again, Google Sheets, super simple. If you have 2-3 cleaners max, this will do. It's enough. Quotes, invoices, you can create quotes, invoices, and even contracts with Google Docs. Super simple. Again, you don't need a software for this one. But again, when we want to do things properly, we can use Jobber, which is $100 per month. And Booking Crawl, as admit, aren't as good as Jobber when it comes to remote cleaning, but you can use them, and they're around the same price as Jobber. They're decent, not the best, but they'll do. And you can probably cover these needs in there. Although you probably need to spend some time learning how the software works, and you'll actually waste a lot of time. So that's why I don't advise to do it in the start. Now again, you can use Needy.app, which is an app me and my team have created. It's an application to manage your cleaning business. It's very similar to Jobber. Again, you can manage your sales, quotes, jobs, invoices, team members, whatever, anything you need. I'm not gonna go too deep into this, but currently we're offering it for $0 per month. It's not launched yet. We're launching it in around 4 months. But when we launch, it will be free for a few months. So you'll be able to use this software for, I don't know, maybe half a year for free, and then we'll put a Paygate, and we'll do around $40 per month for all the use case, for all the features, which are these. So yeah, this one will be for free, but we're not launched yet, so you'll need to wait a few more months. If you want to have a clear overview of when we're launching and maybe ask me a few questions about it, join my Discord. Again, if you have any questions to any of these, join my Discord. If you have any questions how to get leads, join my Discord. Anything, I'm answering anyone's questions and I'm explaining everything in depth. I have calls with people and I help everyone that asks me questions about remote cleaning business on how to start. We already have a few people that actually started and are getting results. We have one guy that made around $4,000 in a week, yeah, with cleaning business, not remote cleaning, but cleaning business. So yeah, and then a few other guys that are landing deals. So it's a good way to start, and just come in, ask me questions, and maybe some other people will help you as well that are in Discord. Now, to the legal stuff, LLC set up locally. You can use your local law office or law firm, which will help you set it up. Honestly, this one is I think around $50 if you use some local providers who will set up I don't know. You need address, for example. So if you don't have a business address or you want to have something, you can use virtual business addresses as an option. But this one shouldn't cost you too much. I think it's around $50. $100. I don't know how it's in US. I have a company in Europe, so it cost me around $50, I think, to set it up. So I don't think it should be much more in the US. But I don't know, for example, if you set up a Atlas LLC, which is in Delaware, Colorado, they have a lot of interesting laws that sort of make it easier to run a remote cleaning business or business outside of US. So if you're outside of US and you want to set up LLC, I would use Atlas LLC. It's backed up by Stripe, and Mercury is also a good provider for a bank account. Yeah, and then obviously if you'll need also contracts, so your hiring contract, your service terms agreements, and all the stuff to keep you safe. Also, you'll need one more thing, and I forgot about here, which is insurance. Insurance will run you around $40 per month, 20, 30, $40 per month if you want to have some basic insurance. And I would advise to have this in any case. Like, you need insurance, and people might even ask about this because obviously you're a cleaner that comes in, might break something, might damage something. So it's always good to have insurance. Now, a lawyer draft of I don't know, like 8 contracts, which you'll need, will cost you around $400. It's around $50 for a simple contract like service agreements. For cleaning business, it's not too complex. There's not many nuances, and they probably have templates for this one already. So, but it will run you around $400, I think, one time. Yeah. So okay, that's pretty much everything. I think I covered everything in this sheet. Okay, so cheapest option will run you around 500. Around. Okay, wait. Let me actually change this. It will run you around $100 one time, and then just $10 per month. Yeah, $8 for Google Workspace. But besides that, everything is free, and you can land your first 10 jobs and actually make like 5K or around that, and then you can actually start doing it properly with all the softwares and ads and whatever. So that's what I would recommend, and you'll actually learn properly the principles of these things for free. Because it will be harder to, for example, land deals for free with I don't know, for example, organic social media than with paid ads. So you'll actually learn a lot more than if you chose the pay route. Yeah, and the pay route will cost you around $1,000 one time, and then mainly it's for the Atlas LLC and so on. But obviously, you can set up your LLC locally. If you're from the US, and will run you around $1,380 per month. Yeah, the software, the VA, obviously, and you can combine these. Like, for example, what I would do is I would use all of this. I would do the HR and the CRM and the legal part in the cheapest option, and I would actually spend all my money on sales and marketing, or maybe just marketing. If you're doing residential cleaning, all money on marketing. If you're doing commercial cleaning, all money on sales, and then maybe a little bit of marketing. Again, you can play with these. You can pick different options. You can play with it. But again, this template is in my Discord. So join my Discord if you want to get some more information. You'll be able to see this sheet. You can download. You can actually make a copy. So you go to File and you'll make a copy in your own directory, and you'll be able to adjust it, play with it, and create like a financial plan for your business. Again, identify money making areas, sales, marketing, invest in those first. Don't get lost in complexity before your first 5 jobs. You don't need to think about CRM or software. And everything can be done for free if you find a way, and it might even do a better job. than the paid version. Or we have someone looking around here. All right, so that's it from today. My name is Patrick, and I thank you for watching this video. Again, subscribe, join Discord, and thank you.